Hi everybody, Dylan here with the second video in a three-part series that we're doing on some basic fundamental investment concepts. In the first video we talked about the rule of 72 and how long it takes your money to double based on your expected rate of return. In this video we're going to break down inflation. Now in simple terms, inflation is the decline of purchasing power of a dollar over time. Now we all saw in 2022 what inflation did. But on average, inflation is typically around 3% per year. And in fact, over the last 20 years, from the year 2000 to the year 2020, inflation was just that, 3%. And so what does that mean? Let's put that in some context. Well, if you take a look at this visual, a cup of coffee in the year 2000 cost $1. Fast forward 20 years, that same cup of coffee costs $1.85. So what that means is that if you've got money sitting in the bank account, not really earning any significant rate of return or any interest, your money sitting in the bank account is going to buy you about half as much in the future, in the year 2020. Well, how do we combat this? Well, we want to make sure that we're properly invested. We want to make sure that we're not leaving money sitting around not growing and not working for us, because as good as it feels to be conservative and have money in the bank, it's a risk to your future 10, 15, 20 years down the road as the cost of goods continue to rise. And so not only when we sit down with you as clients do we want to make sure that we're matching the investments to your risk tolerance and what you're comfortable with, but we also want to make sure we're taking into account your goals and your aspirations and the things that you want to be able to do during retirement or in 20 years, because they're not going to cost what they cost today. They're going to be more expensive. So a good reminder is what inflation is. Inflation is a good reminder that we should always remain invested, appropriately diversified, so that we take on just enough risk to get to where we want to be and not be losing our purchasing power by having too much money sitting in the bank. In the next week's video, we'll have our final concept where we're going to talk about compounding interest, which is going to showcase it's one of the tools that we use to combat inflation. And it also showcases why it's not only important to be invested, but to start early and to stay invested. So till then, take care.